Hello, I'm conducting a street interview for the Speak English Club on the important issue of gender inequality in our country. Do you have a few minutes to share your thoughts on this topic?
Yes, absolutely. Gender inequality is a huge problem in our country that needs urgent attention. Women face discrimination from birth, we have lower literacy rates, fewer economic opportunities, and high rates of violence and sexual assault. The government must do much more to protect women's rights and create true equality.
Gender inequality is deeply rooted in our patriarchal culture and traditional mindsets. Many people still believe that men should be the breadwinners and decision-makers, while women are expected to focus on domestic duties. This mentality needs to change through education and awareness campaigns.
I think gender inequality starts very early, with parents favoring sons and investing more in their education. Girls are often pulled out of school early to help with household chores or get married. This cycle needs to be broken. We need more scholarships and programs to keep girls in school longer.
Absolutely. Women face a lot of discrimination in hiring, promotions, and pay. Many employers prefer to hire men because they think women will get married and have children. But this is illegal and unfair. Women are just as capable and hardworking as men. We need stronger laws and enforcement to ensure equal opportunities.
I've experienced gender inequality firsthand in my career. I've been passed over for promotions and had my ideas ignored in meetings because I'm a woman. It's demoralizing and frustrating. We need more women in leadership positions to serve as role models and advocates for change. Companies should also provide mentorship and training programs to support women's advancement.
I believe the most important thing is to change mindsets and challenge the deep-rooted patriarchal attitudes in our society. We need to raise our sons to respect women and our daughters to be confident and assertive. Gender equality has to start in the home.
I agree that changing mindsets is key. But we also need strong laws and enforcement to protect women's rights and ensure equal treatment. The government should make gender equality a top priority and allocate more resources to women's empowerment programs.
Gender inequality is a complex issue, but I think one of the most important things is to challenge traditional gender roles and stereotypes. We need to teach boys and girls from a young age that they can pursue any career or lifestyle they want, regardless of their gender.
Absolutely. And we need to do more to support women who are already in the workforce. Things like paid parental leave, affordable childcare, and flexible work arrangements would go a long way in helping women balance work and family responsibilities.
You know, gender inequality isn't just a women's issue, it affects men too. We need to address the harmful expectations placed on men to be the sole breadwinners and suppress their emotions. Dismantling these rigid gender norms will benefit everyone in society.
I think education is key to addressing gender inequality. We need to revamp our school curriculums to teach children about gender equality, consent, and healthy relationships from a young age. That will help shape the next generation's mindsets.
You know, I used to have very traditional views about gender roles, but seeing my own daughter face discrimination has really opened my eyes. I now realize how important it is for men like myself to be allies in the fight for gender equality. We all have a responsibility to call out sexism whenever we see it.
Absolutely. And we need more women in positions of power and decision-making roles. Having diverse representation in government, business, and other institutions will help ensure that women's voices and concerns are heard and addressed.
You know, one thing that really frustrates me is how women are often judged and criticized for their appearance and choices in a way that men simply aren't. We need to challenge this double standard and teach people to judge others based on their character and actions, not their gender.
Yes, and we need to do more to address the epidemic of violence against women in our country. Stronger laws, better enforcement, and more support services for survivors are all crucial. Gender equality can't be achieved until women feel safe in their own communities.
Absolutely, and we need to get men more involved in this conversation. Gender equality benefits everyone, and men have an important role to play in dismantling patriarchal structures and challenging toxic masculinity. We all have to be part of the solution.
You know, one thing that really frustrates me is how women are often expected to do the majority of unpaid domestic labour and childcare, even when they work outside the home. We need to challenge this unfair division of labour and encourage men to take on an equal share of household responsibilities.
Absolutely. And we need to do more to support and empower marginalized women, like those from lower castes, tribal communities, and religious minorities. They often face intersectional discrimination based on both their gender and their social identity. Targeted programs and policies are needed to uplift these vulnerable groups.
Yes, and we need to challenge the objectification and sexualization of women in media and popular culture. The constant portrayal of women as sex objects and decorative accessories contributes to a culture of disrespect and violence. We need more positive, empowering representations of women.
You know, one thing that really frustrates me is how women are often expected to sacrifice their own dreams and aspirations for the sake of their families. We need to challenge this notion and encourage women to pursue their own goals and passions, whether that's in the realm of work, education, or personal fulfillment.
Absolutely. And we need to do more to support and empower LGBTQ+ individuals who often face discrimination and violence based on their gender identity or sexual orientation. Rigid gender norms and heteronormative expectations contribute to the oppression of queer people. We need to challenge these norms and create a more inclusive society.
Yes, and we need to challenge the notion that feminism is a Western import or a threat to our culture. Feminism is simply the belief in the equality of all genders, which is a universal human right. We need to reclaim feminism as an integral part of our identity and culture.
Absolutely. And we need to do more to support, empower women in rural areas who often face even greater barriers to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Targeted interventions and investments in rural development are crucial for achieving gender equality across our country.
You know, one thing that really frustrates me is how women are often expected to be perfect, flawless beings who never make mistakes. We need to challenge this unrealistic standard and encourage women to embrace their imperfections and humanity. We all have room for growth and improvement.
Absolutely, and we need to do more to support and empower women who choose to remain single or childless. as they often face stigma and discrimination for not conforming to traditional gender roles. We need to respect and celebrate the diversity of women's life choices and experiences.
Thank you all so much for sharing your perspectives. This has been a really insightful discussion on a critical issue facing our country. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today for the Speak English Club.